Hello for the third Sunday of Lent, using the book of Exodus 20, 1 to 17, John's Gospel 2, 13 to 25. And the title is My Father. Well, in the Gospel, Jesus really gets upset. And he says, "Stop making my Father's house a place of a marketplace." Jesus is upset, angry. Jesus was a loving person. I mean, he could sympathize and have compassion on people sick, and all people noticed it immediately. And he was wonderful. He was a total human being. He could show his emotions. He could love people, forgive people, work miracles for special people. Jesus was a terrific human being, and also God, but a wonderful human being. But being that, I think he also had the emotions of a human being, and he could be justifiably angry. And I think he is in today's gospel. Stop making my Father's house a place of business or money, a marketplace. He was ticked off, and rightly so. And I often think of my father. Ask you to think about your father, your mother. And I think this way because have the Mass on Saturday evening, but then I got a call from my nephew, Luke, who is having his other four brothers down on Lake Cumberland this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And they invited me down, but I have the Friday Mass and I have the Saturday evening Mass, and I just couldn't do it. But I thought, well, that's nice. Five of my brother Paul's kids, they want the old man. And so they invited me to come. I said, no, but how about this? I don't have a Mass on Sunday morning. If you all are on your way back to Northern Kentucky on Sunday morning, you could stop here for Mass at 11:30, and I'll have lunch for you. And I'll get back with you. So Luke got with his other four brothers and said, yeah, they're all really interested in having Mass and coming back. We could come back by 11:30 after we clean up before we leave the place on Lake Cumberland. We could come back and have Mass, and maybe you could have it for Dad, my brother Paul, Dad and Mom, sister-in-law Claire. And I thought, isn't that wonderful? Here we got five grown men married with kids getting together, and they love one another and they get along for most time, and they get along, and they loved their parents, Paul and Claire. I think that is a blessing. Oh, these are the ones that Paul and Claire had eight kids: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul, Kathy, and Jude. Well, two of the brothers are deceased. The oldest one, Matt, and the one of the younger ones, who was the quadriplegic, who died early also. But they love their mother and father. And in particular, I'm thinking about my father. Jesus saying and loved his father. And these five young men love their father and mother. Well, could we have a Mass for Mom and Dad? I just think that is wonderful. But as I say, Jesus was totally human, but he certainly could get ticked off and really upset at what they're doing in his Father's house. You're making it exchanging money. You're making everything but prayer. and reverence to God. And well, it says it there. He got a whip and whipped them out. I mean, he drove them out. He turned over the money tables. It was a big deal changing different types of money in all those countries. And it wound up being done in church, making money in church. Sounds like a pastor. Making money in church. And he spilled the tables over. And he really overturned the tables. And he said, "Stop it." He was angry, justifiably angry. Well, let me ask you, what do you think of your father? I think my father was a holy man, was a good, holy man with all three of his wives, especially my mother. I think they were holy, good people. And I see this in my nephews with their father and their mother. And I think their father and mother did a heck of a good job. They're still going to church. They're still getting together. They're still having family fun and relationships. That's love. And that's coming from a good family with a good father and a good mother. Did you have that? A good father? A good mother? If you did, you're blessed. Well, I was thinking of not just my brother Paul the father, but I was thinking of Jesus and his father. He loved his father. And when he was a human here on earth, he would take off and commune with his father, whether it's in the desert or whether it's early in the morning, he'd rise and go out in a solitude place and commune with his father. He loved his father. Well, it's good to think of those things, I think. The first reading from the book of Exodus has to do with, honor your father and mother. And another commandment, keep holy the Sabbath. Well, those are minimal things. You're not supposed to kill. Thou shalt not kill. That's minimal. But boy, the message that Jesus came with from his Father is far from just that. Thou shalt not kill, or thou shalt not steal. Jesus wants us to be like his Father. And his Father was perfect. He loved his Father. And he communed with him. Father, mother. If we come from a family with a good father or a good mother or both, baby, that's a blessing. And it shows. And the transfer of love, etc., is done pretty well. So I really respect these youngsters, the 5 nephews who are going to come to have Mass for their father and mother and worship still and are close to the Lord. They're transferring that same thing to their sons and their daughters. Well, I get excited about that. Praise the Lord and thank God if you had good parents, because it's a heck of a big blessing. Have a good day.